Hi guys, welcome to my virtual art room. I am going to show you some fun, easy, and engaging art projects you can do this week since we don't get to actually have art class. All of these projects only take about 30 minutes and hopefully you have the supplies at home to do them. A few of them I might recommend you getting some help from a parent, but I will let you know. So let's get started. The first project I'm going to show you guys, and this is what I found, this was a really fun one, is a string art project. And so on this one I used push pins, and on this other one right here I used some toothpicks, but it's actually a really easy project. You don't need too much, and hopefully you have a lot of these things at home. So things that I'm using are string. I've got blue and yellow because it's all I have in my classroom. You can also use yarn, but yarn can get kind of thick depending on your size. If you happen to have a whole bunch of push pins, you can use push pins, or you can also use toothpicks. I drew out a shape with pencil first, and of course you need scissors to cut your string. And for your base, you have several different options. If you have like a cork board or a bulletin board at home your parents aren't using, or if you have some leftover styrofoam meat trays, you can use those. If you have a piece of wood and you want to do some hammering, you could even go that far. I am using a piece of foam board, and this is an artist material, but any kind of foam would work. A foam block, a foam paper plate, or not paper plate, foam, dining plate, or like I said, a meat tray. Anything will work. So those are your supplies. I will put a little slide up here in a second that lists off all the supplies again for you, but we're gonna go ahead and get started with our project. Okay, so for this project, you start with your piece of foam, and I went ahead and drew a shape on it. I used a red colored pencil because that's all I could find on my teacher's table, but you can use anything. If you don't want to draw it, if you want to just get abstract, you're welcome to just go straight in with your pins or your toothpicks, but I went ahead and drew a star. I would actually recommend using push pins for this as opposed to toothpicks. When I did the toothpick one, it was a little bit unstable because the foam was so thin, and also they weren't able to grip the string as much. Whereas with the push pin one, I was able to have the little nubs on the push pins kind of catch the string and keep everything stable, and the push pins didn't go all the way through because they have a smaller point. So I'm gonna use push pins for my basic shape, and I'm gonna pick spots on my basic shape that are gonna be where I want my string to be. And so you could keep it simple and just do 5 points, but I think I'm gonna get a little bit more complex, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some more at all of these intersections as well. I'm trying to just use the clear ones so they all match up. Getting rid of those colored ones. So now I've got push pins in all my spots. Now this is the point where you're gonna want to use some string. I've got to push these all back in, of course. You can use yarn or string. I'm gonna use string because the string is thinner, and there are such small gaps in between all of these. But if you're doing a bigger one, or if all you have is yarn, you're welcome to do yarn as well. To start it, you're gonna cut off a piece of string. I went ahead and cut mine. I'm gonna use this blue. You're gonna pick your first point, and you're just gonna wrap it around and tie a knot. And kids, if you don't know how to tie a knot or wrap it around, this is a great opportunity for your parents to help you if they can. Okay, I'm gonna do a double knot just so it stays. So at this point, I can pick if I want to go just down to the next one and do it like a connected dot, which is what I'm doing here. And you'll see as I'm doing this, instead of just like hooking onto it, I'm hooking it and I'm wrapping it. So I'm hooking and I'm wrapping, hooking and I'm wrapping. If your pin starts to fall out, you can push it back in. Hooking, wrapping, hooking, wrapping, hooking, wrapping. When I get back to my starting point, or wherever I feel like I want to be done, I can go ahead and cut this off if I want, and then tie it to my tail, or I can go around and do some other stuff. Maybe I decide I'm gonna wrap around this top one, but then I'm gonna go down And then I'm gonna go back up. And then I'm gonna go down and back up. You can wrap this string a lot of times around these pins before they get too crowded. So I'm just gonna start wrapping it randomly around these different pins to kind of create some fun shapes within the star. I don't know if you can see, but I actually got a star within a star going here. That's kind of cool. And now maybe I'm gonna end up with trapezoid or a baseball field shape in the middle. And then I'm gonna go up here. I'll go ahead and cut it off. Okay, you can go ahead, if there's something that you know you're gonna wanna save, you can definitely go ahead and just tie your two ends together. And I could be done here if I really wanted to be, but maybe, it keeps happening. Maybe I decide I wanna add a second color. So I'm gonna cut some of this yellow, and I'm gonna go over the top with my yellow. So I'm gonna pick a spot to wrap my yellow. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna tie that once, down, 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 down. That kind of created a nice outline, but now maybe I'm gonna go in, across, 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 a few times. Maybe I'll even go like this. And now I'm at the end of my string, so I pretty much have to be done. Like that. Okay, so at this point I don't have any other colors I can use, so I'm just going to call this project done. You guys can kind of see it. It's a little loose on the end. I could have tightened it up a little bit, but I had fun. I was making art. That took me like 10 minutes tops, right? So you're welcome to make bigger ones, more complex pictures, play around with layering your colors, do whatever you want to do to make this art unique. And when you're done, you can keep it, or you can destroy it. It's up to you. Back to square one, right? But before you destroy it, you should take a picture and post it on our Google Classroom page, because I would love to see the art that you are making this week. Till next time, friends, this is Miss Urban. We'll see you soon.